Hello, it's time for the third video of the trip I made to Ecuador with my daughter Emily. Phoebe wishes she could have gone. Everybody wishes they can go to Ecuador. It's great. This theme is about Guaycapi. We went to the Guaycapi Lodge, we went to the Guaycapi Mirador, and we went to Alambi, which is also owned by the Guaycapi family, or the family who owns all the Guaycapi stuff. I'm not sure that's their name, but their places sure are great. So we hope you enjoy this. We started this portion of the trip at the Mashpee Lodge, being driven to the Bella Vista Lodge, but on the way, our driver stopped at the Guaycapi Lodge. On the way, we found a squirrel cuckoo, which, although hidden behind the trees, still allowed Emily to get a picture of it. And not too far from that, there was a variable seed eater along the side of the road. We didn't stay at the Guaycapi Lodge, just stopped there on the way to Bella Vista. But it looked pretty nice, and like all good lodges in Ecuador, had plenty of bird feeders. Here's a blue-winged tanager to get us started. I've probably told you 5 times by now, but let me tell you again. I really like these golden tanagers. I think this was the only masked flower piercer we saw the whole trip after seeing hundreds when I went with Gail. Here's a picture from that trip, which gives you a better idea what they really look like.
Wait a minute.
This black-capped tanager looks to be an immature male. Its cap is black, but its back is still pretty green. Here's a photo Emily got of a full-grown one with the blue back. This is a gold-naped tanager, apparently easier to photograph than capture on video. Like most places to stay in Ecuador, the Guaycapi Lodge had a number of hummingbird feeders set up. Here's a fawn-breasted brilliant. Also at the hummingbird feeders was a lesser violet ear, which is one I hadn't seen very well previously. Buff-tailed coronets I had seen previously. Here's a picture of 2 of them, followed by a picture of a Andean emerald. Emily's good at these hummingbird pictures, eh? We spotted this brush finch in the understory. We thought he might be a tricolored, but by the time he popped out, we realized he was a white-winged brush finch. What a mouthful. At lunchtime, after our spectacular morning at Refugio Paz, which I showed you in another video, we stopped off at the Mirador Guaycapi for lunch. Perhaps because we were eating lunch, we didn't take much video. I'm going to run through the photographs, starting with this beautiful brown violet ear Emily took, which was probably the best photo. It's good. After we'd finished eating, I had time for a little video, including this pale manda-billed aracari. Usually I see several at a time, but it was just this one. We did get to see more than one red-headed barbet. First, this pretty female utilizing the feeder, and then in the background, this nice male. As we were ready to leave, we saw this red-billed parrot off in the distance. Our guide Freddie used his scope and my phone to get a little video. That was nice of him. Our last stop was the Alambi Reserve, where once again hummingbird feeders were in abundance among the flowering plants. A quick pan of the feeders reveals rufous-tailed hummers, green-crowned and fawn-breasted brilliants, and Indian emeralds. Notice the blue on the belly of this sparkling violet ear. The lesser violet ear I showed you earlier was green on the belly and smaller than this one. This one's bigger. These white-whiskered hermits seem to hide out at rest, so you got to catch them while they're in flight. Here's a purple-throated wood star, followed up by a white-necked Jacobin. What a colorful pair. As a grand finale, I got a lifer white-winged tanager. I hadn't expected one of these at all, so it was great. Well, that wraps up our adventures in Ecuador last October in 2024. I hope you enjoyed it enough to hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't. We've got lots of good stuff on the channel, including a recent trip to Yellowstone in winter. So take a peek. Thanks again.